Greetings, children. Welcome to my channel, Inside Accountancy by Shakun, Accounting Made Easy. Today, we'll be talking about Chapter 9, Ledger of your book P.S. Gariwal. In this video, we'll be talking about the meaning of ledger, the format of ledger, ledger posting, balancing of ledger accounts, along with the help of certain examples. Now, let's talk about the meaning of ledger. Okay, so before we talk about ledger posting, we should understand that what is the meaning of ledger. Now the transactions, they are recorded in the journal and thereafter they are transferred in the relevant account in the ledger. As you know, the accounting process means recording the transactions in journal, thereafter posting to the ledger, then preparation of trial balance, and finally the financial statements to know the profit or loss of a business concern. So preparation of ledger is very important. Ledger is a book which contains in a summarized and classified form a permanent record of all the transactions. It is a very important book because on the basis of ledger only the trial balance is prepared and from the trial balance the financial statements can be prepared. That is why ledger is also called as a principal book of account. Ledger is also called as a book of final entry. Why? Because all the transactions which are recorded in the book of original entry, which is the book of original entry? Journal. So all the transactions which are recorded in the book of original entry or the journal, they are transferred or they are posted to the ledger accounts. So that is why ledger is also known as book of final entry. Basically, ledger is a master record of all the accounts in a business. So under one head only, all the information relating to that particular head is shown in the ledger accounts. It basically summarizes the effect of all the transactions on assets, liabilities, capital, incomes, and expenditures. Now, why is ledger important? Because it gives us the complete information of a particular account. It also provides us information of the various incomes and expenses. It helps in the preparation of trial balance and it obviously helps in the preparation of your final accounts. Now let's have a look at the format of ledger. So the format of ledger is as you can see on the screen where we have all the columns mentioned. DR and CR also needs to be mentioned. The right hand side is the CR side and the left hand side is the DR side. You need to write the name of the account while making the format. All these things are very important and the students tend to lose marks if DR and CR or the name of account is not mentioned. Now if you look at the ledger, this ledger account, the format, you can see it is a T-shaped account. Now why do we say it's a T-shaped account? Because if you notice, the account is in T shape where on the right hand side you have credit and on the left hand side you have debit. So this is a T shaped account where under one head only all the information relating to one particular account is mentioned or shown in a summarized manner. Now under the date, we need to write the date of the transaction. Under particulars, we will write the name of the other account. For example, if cash is debited, we'll write the name of the other account which is credited in the journal entry. Journal folio is basically the page number of the journal book. Like in journal, we used to write LF, indicating the page number of the ledger book. Similarly, in ledger, we write JF, that is the page number of the journal book. Obviously, the amount would record the amount of the transaction. So this is the format of a ledger. Now let's take an example about how ledger posting is to be done. So I've taken a transaction, started business with cash 20,000. You all know that the journal entry for this is since cash is coming in, so cash account DR to capital since the business is commenced or started. Now, if we look at this journal entry, there are two accounts that are affected. One is cash and the other is capital. So if we have to record this journal entry in ledger, two accounts will be made. One is cash account, the other is capital account. Now first look at the account to be debited, that is cash. Now cash is to be debited in the name of capital. So therefore, since cash is to be debited, so in the cash account on the debit side, we write the name of opposite account, the other account, that is capital. So Jan 1 to capital 20,000. Now have a look at the account which is to be credited. Capital is the account which is to be credited. Since it is to be credited, so we move to the credit side and we write the name of other account which is cash. So we write by cash. Please always remember, on the debit side we always write, we start with to, and on the credit side we always start with by. To and by indicate debit and credit. Let's take another example. So sold goods to Karan 10,000. The journal entry would be Karan is the receiver, Karan account DR to sales. Since two accounts are affected here, Karan and sales, therefore two accounts, two ledger accounts will be made. One is Karan and the other is sales. Now look at the account to be debited, which is Karan. So since Karan is to be debited, we move to the debit side and we write the name of other account, that is sales. So to sales 10,000 is mentioned on the debit side in Karan account. Now look at the account which is to be credited, that is sales. So we move to the credit side and on the credit side in sales account we write the name of other account, that is Karan. So this is how we have to do ledger posting. Now let's talk about the ledger posting of compound entries. As you all know that the compound entries are those entries where more than one account are debited or credited. For example, let us take a transaction here. On 1st Jan, paid to Sohan by check 9600 in settlement of 10,000. Now you've made a payment to Sohan. Sohan is the receiver and the payment is made through check. So therefore bank should be credited. And since we are receiving certain amount of discount, that discount should also be credited. So our journal entry in this case would be Sohan account DR to bank to discount received. Sohan's account will be debited with the total amount, that is 10,000. Bank will be credited with the amount that we have actually paid, that is 9600, and 400 is the amount of discount that we are receiving, which is an income. So if you notice in this entry, basically three accounts are there. One account is debited and two accounts are credited. Entry in which there is only one debit and one credit, that is referred to as a simple journal entry. But an entry in which there may be two debits and one credit, or there may be one debit and two credits, such kind of entries are the examples of compound journal entries. So we need to understand how the compound journal entries, the way I've passed here this entry, how these entries are to be posted into the ledger. First of all, just look here that how many accounts are to be maintained. So we need to maintain Sohan's account, bank account and discount received account. Three accounts are to be maintained as per this journal entry. So therefore, Sohan's account, bank account and discount received account. We'll make three accounts. Now you look at Sohan. Sohan's account is to be debited with how much? The total of 10,000. But in the name of the opposite accounts. What are the opposite accounts here? Bank and discount. So in Sohan's account, because Sohan's account had to be debited, so on the debit side, we write the name of opposite accounts, that is to bank 9600, to discount received 400. Please note that we will not write to bank 10,000. We will write the amount by which the bank is credited in front of bank, and the total amount, if you notice, is 10,000, with which amount Sohan had to be debited. Now look at bank account. Now bank account had to be credited with rupees 9600. Bank has to be credited. So in the bank account on the credit side, we need to write 9600 in the name of the opposite account. Which is the opposite account here? Sohan. So by Sohan 9600. Again, If you look at discount received, that also has to be credited with rupees 400. So in the discount received account on the credit side, we will write 400 in the name of again Sohan. So by Sohan 400. So this is how you will post a compound journal entry into ledger. This is known as ledger posting. Let's take another example. So on 1st Jan, received cash from Aruj 4500 in settlement of 5000. So now you are receiving cash, cash is coming in, so cash should be debited. We are allowing discount, so discount account should be again debited, and Aruj is the giver, so Aruj account should be credited. So our entry would be cash account DR, discount account DR to Aruj account. Whenever discount has a debit balance, that is discount allowed and a loss for us, and whenever discount has a credit balance, that is an income. That's why it is credited. So cash will be debited with the amount that we have received. Discount is rupees 500 and Aruj had to the total amount which he had to give us was 5000. So again, as you can see, there are two debits and one credit. So this is which kind of entry? This is a compound journal entry. Now, how would you post? First, you identify the accounts. Cash account, discount account and Aruj account. Okay, so three accounts have to be made. Cash account, discount account and Aruj account. Now let's look at cash first. Cash has to be debited with a total of rupees 4500 in the name of Aruj. So in the cash account on the debit side we will write to Aruj 4500. See, please note, although you are writing to Aruj, but you will not write Aruj's amount there in the cash column. In the cash column, in the cash account, you will mention the cash amount only, that is 4500. Similarly, when we talk about discount allowed account, it has to be debited with rupees 500, the amount of discount. So in the discount account, on the debit side, we'll write to Aruj 500. Now let's talk about Aruj account. Aruj has to be credited. So in Aruj's account on the credit side, we have to write a total of 5000. Now that has to be from, the accounts which have to be credited here are those that are debited, the opposite accounts there. So Aruj account is credited in the name of the accounts that are debited. So by cash account, by discount allowed account. And if you notice, cash is credited with the cash is shown here at 4500, discount is shown here at 5000, and the total of which is 5000, which for which amount Aruj account had to be credited. So this is how you post from the compound journal entries. Now let's talk about ledger posting of opening journal entries. What are the opening journal entries? The balances of the previous year, the balances of assets, liabilities and capital. So all the balances of assets, liabilities and capital, they are brought forward to the next accounting year. And when we bring forward these balances to the next accounting year, we can do that by passing a opening journal entry. So opening journal entry is the entry which is passed to bring forward the balances of assets, liabilities and capitals of the previous year to the current accounting year. So let's take an example now. So this is the question. Pass opening journal entry and post them into ledger. So you've been given certain accounts here: cash in hand, sundry debtors, stock, plant, land and building, sundry creditors. So I'll just revise how the opening journal entry is to be passed. In the opening journal entries, you need to identify that which are the assets and which are the liabilities. Because what is the opening journal entry? In the opening journal entry, all assets account, they have to be debited. All liabilities account have to be credited, and if there is a balancing figure on the credit side, then that is capital. If in case the balancing figure comes on the debit side, then we call it goodwill. So this is the general opening journal entry. On this logic, we need to identify from the question which are assets and which are liabilities. Cash in hand is the asset. Sundry debtors, the amount which we receive from the person to whom we must have made sales, again is an asset. Stock, asset. Plant, asset. Land and building, asset. and sundry creditors, the people to whom we have to make a payment, from whom we must have made credit purchases, is a liability. So we have identified the assets and liabilities here. Now in the opening journal entry, how will we pass? All the assets will be debited. So just have a look. First we'll write the date, then cash in hand account DR, sundry debtors account DR, stock account DR, plant account DR, land and building account DR, and we have sundry creditors. So two sundry creditors. This much we know. All assets are debited and the liability is credited. Then we put the amounts. When we put the amounts, we will notice that the total of debit side is greater than the total of credit side, because on the debit side we have total of 2,70,000. The total of debit side is 2,70,000. And on the credit side, we only have rupees 1 lakh. So where is the balancing figure coming? The balancing figure is coming on the credit side. That will be capital. So 1,70,000 will be the balancing figure, and which is the amount of capital. So this is how you will pass the opening journal entry. Now from this opening journal entry, if you are required to pass a if you are required to post them into ledger, how will you do? Again, you need to identify the accounts. How many accounts are there? Cash in hand is there, sundry debtors, stock, plant, land and building, sundry creditors, and capital. So total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total of 7 accounts are here. So in the ledger, what we will do is we will make 7 ledger accounts. First, let's have a look at the ledger accounts of all the assets. So these are the 5 assets that were mentioned with us. So let's have a look at how posting will be made. Now you always must remember that assets always have a DR balance. As it is also, all these accounts have been debited, as you can see. So when we make the ledger accounts, so we have all the ledger accounts of all the assets here: cash, debtors, stock, plant and land and building. Now, as I told you, assets always have a DR balance. That means the opening balance of cash is a DR balance. All these assets, debtors, land and building, plant, everything, stock, all these are assets and they have a debit balance. So while posting the opening journal entry in these accounts, what do we write? On the debit side, we write to balance brought down. Why are we using the word brought down here? Why are we not writing the opposite account here? Because this was the opening journal entry. These are the opening balances of the respective assets. It means that cash in the last year there was a balance of 20,000 left in cash. So that 20,000 is still with us. Obviously in the next year also it will be brought down. So that is why we are bringing it down in the current year. Similarly for debtors also you will write to balance brought down. Same for stock, same for plant and same for land and building. So if you notice, while posting the opening journal entry, these are the opening balances, and for asset we always make the posting on the debit side. We write to balance brought down. These are the opening balances. Now let's talk about the ledger accounts in case of liabilities. There were two liabilities, creditors and capital. Now, you should remember that liabilities have a credit balance. Therefore, their opening balances should be put on the credit side. So, on the credit side, the opening balance of creditors and capital shall appear. That is by balance brought down and by balance brought down. Both the same thing we have written in capital and creditors respectively with their amounts. Please note this is brought down. Why brought down? Because it is brought down from the previous accounting year. So when we were closing the previous accounting year, this is the amount of balance that has been brought forward. So this is how you post. This is how you do ledger posting from an opening journal entry. There you will not do the way you used to do in case of simple journal entries by putting the opposite account. You will only transfer the opening balances to the respective ledger accounts. Now let's talk about the balancing of ledger accounts, that how the ledger accounts have to be balanced. For that, I'll let you know the steps which you need to follow. So the first step is you total both the sides of ledger and find out the difference. So which are both the sides? You total the debit side and you total the credit side, and then you find out the difference between the two. If the debit total is more than credit total, if DR is greater than CR, which side is shorter? CR. So write the difference on the shorter side, that is credit side, as because it is the credit side, so we use the term by. So by balance carried down. Why do we use the word carried down here? Because it is carried down to the next period. Okay. So you always have to write the balancing figure on the shorter side. So we on the credit side, we are going to write by balance carried down. But if the CR total is more than the DR total, then which is the shorter side? DR. So on the DR side, we write 2 balance carried down. Okay. So first you find out the total, then the difference is written on the shorter side. Then after that, make the total of debit side equal to credit side. You need to draw double lines after the totals and you have to make total equal. Obviously, if the debit side is greater than the credit side and if we write the difference on the credit side, this means by writing the difference, our DR should be equal to CR. Because if it is not equal, we have written the difference on the shorter side. So they ultimately DR will be equal to CR. And when we write the total, let's say the total is 5,000. When we write the total, we need to show it like this by putting double lines in the end, okay, on the DR side as well as on the CR side. This indicates that both the totals of debit side as well as credit side are equal. Okay. The next step is bring forward the balances on the next date. So basically, when we find out the balancing figure, whatever balancing figure we find out, that is basically the carried down balance. That carried down balance has to be brought down to the next period. Okay? So if it is a DR balance, then we write it on the debit side as 2 balance brought down. And if it is a CR balance, then on the CR side, we write by balance brought down. Let's understand all these steps with the help of an example. I'm sure you all must be a little confused. Let's have an example and things will be clear. So this is an account which I have taken. Let's say this was an account which you were preparing, Sham's account. You have certain entries on the debit side, certain entries on the credit side, and now you need to balance this ledger account. How would you do the balancing? So the first step would be you need to find out the debit total. What is the debit total? If you can see, the debit total is 10,000. Then you find out the credit total. If you can see, the credit total is how much? 40,000. So we have found out the debit total and the credit total. Then the next step would be to find out the difference between DR and CR. So what is the difference between debit total and credit total? That is obviously 30,000. Okay. Now you have to see which is the greater side. Out of DR and CR, out of this debit total 10,000 and credit total 40,000, which one is greater? Obviously, the credit total is the greater total. So whichever is the greater total, that you have to write on both sides. Okay. So credit total 40,000 was greater. We've written it on both sides. Then you have to put lines here, double lines here, because this total of DR and CR should always be equal. But abhi, if you notice at this ledger account, this total is not equal. We need to make the total equal. So we write the greater total on both sides and we have to make the total equal. That means on the side which has a lesser balance, we will write the balancing figure. So the balancing figure will come on the debit side. Why? Because here though the total is already 40,000. But here on the debit side, we need to make it 40,000. So how can we make 10,000 40? We have to write 30,000 here. So that means this is our balancing figure. The balancing figure is on the side which is having a lesser total. So this is the balancing figure, that is 30,000. Now this is the balance carried down because we just calculated this balance and we have to carry it down to the next accounting period. So this balance which comes on the debit side, this basically is a credit balance and it has to be transferred on the credit side. So on the credit side, in the next date, we write by balance brought down. Why do we use the word brought down here? Because there we calculated it was a balancing figure, we had to carry it down, and when we actually carry it down, then we call it brought down. So this is how you have to do balancing of the ledger accounts. Again, I'm going to repeat the steps. So first step is you find out the total of DR side and the total of CR side. After you find out the total, find out what is the difference between the two. Keep the difference with you. Then find out which one is the greater. So since this is the greater, write it on both sides, 40 and 40. Put double lines there to show that the total is equal. Then on the side which has lesser total, you find out the balancing figure and transfer it to the other side of the account in the next period. Okay. So this is how balancing is done. Moving on, let's take an example. So this is the example or a problem that has been taken. On 1st April, Mohit started business with a capital of 50,000 and he made the following transactions. Some transactions are given to you and you are required to journalize the above transactions, and then you have to post them into respective ledger accounts. So first I'll explain the journal entries and we'll talk about them, the journal entries here only on this page. So what is the first transaction? The first transaction is purchased goods from Rita on credit. Simple, goods are coming in, so purchase account should be debited, and Rita is the giver, so Rita account should be credited. Second entry is cash paid to Rita. Now Rita is the receiver, so Rita should be debited, and cash is going out, so cash should be credited. Next entry is April 6th, goods sold to Rohit. Now Rohit personal account is the receiver, so Rohit should be debited, and to sales because goods are going out. The next entry is received cash from Rohit. Now you are receiving cash, so cash is coming in. So cash account DR to Rohit. Then the next entry is goods purchased from Rita. So goods purchased from Rita, our entry is again the same, purchase to Rita. I already explained. Cash paid to Rita, Rita to cash. All these are, I think, repeat entries. The same entries have been repeated. Goods sold to Rohit, again Rohit to sales, and received cash from Rohit, cash to Rohit. So these were the entries, the transactions. If you notice, children normally usually forget. That's why I didn't do that earlier. So on 1st April, Mohit started business with a capital of 50,000. So don't you think we need to pass an entry for that as well? So Mohit started a business with a capital of 50,000. Our journal entry will be cash account DR to capital. Basically, that's the first entry and the date would be April 1. So on April 1, the first entry will be cash to capital. So all these entries, journal entries have been passed. This is how you will show all the journal entries in the format of journal. So I've already discussed these entries to you and they have been made. Now you need to post them into ledger. So I'm going to focus on that. So let's find out how many accounts are there, right? So cash account, capital account, purchases account, Rita account. Again, Rita is coming, so I'm ignoring because one account will be maintained once only. Cash also I've already maintained. Rohit, that will be my fifth. Sales, sixth. Cash, Rohit already maintained. Purchases, Rita already maintained. Rita, cash already maintained. Rohit, sales already maintained. Cash, Rohit already maintained. So if you notice, how many ledger accounts are we required to make? We are required to make 6 ledger accounts. Okay. So let's have a look at the first ledger accounts here, which we have made. While posting, I will look at one account. I will not do the posting, like if a big question for ledger posting comes, I will not do it entry by entry. It will take a lot of time. So I will do it account by account. That will save my time. Okay. I'll explain what I mean. So if you look at the ledger accounts, the first ledger account is capital and the second one is cash as per my first entry. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will look at all the. Now let's go back to journal to understand that where the entry will be posted in the capital account. Okay, so this was our journal. Now if you look at the capital account, there is just one entry for the capital account. That is the first one on April 1, where capital account is to be credited in the name of cash. So if we go back to our ledger accounts, we should know that on the credit side in the capital account, we need to write by cash 50,000. So there was no other entry for capital. So we can do the balancing right now. If you notice the total on the DR and CR, on DR we have nothing, on CR we have 50. So 50,000 will be the greater total which we will write on both sides. From 50,000 if we subtract 0 which is the total of debit, we get the balancing figure, that is to balance carried down 50,000 which will be transferred to the next accounting period, that is May 1, by balance brought down. So this is the capital account closed. Now if we move back to the journal, now let's talk about cash account. I am not doing it entry by entry, but I'll be doing it account by account. Okay. Now for cash, just look at all the transactions and see where the cash account is debited. Okay. First we'll look where the cash account is debited. Cash is debited here. So DR. Then cash is debited in April 8th. Then cash is debited in April 30th. Okay, that means in all these transactions on the debit side we will write the name of opposite account. So on the debit side we will write to capital, on the debit side we will write to Rohit, on the debit side we will again write to Rohit. Now you see where the cash is credited. Cash is credited in April 4, cash is credited in April 18th, and that's it. So in both these transactions where the cash is credited, on the credit side we will write the name of opposite account, that is Rita and again Rita. Okay. So we have looked at all the transactions. Now let's go back to the ledger and see how these transactions are posted in the cash account. So since we had 3 transactions on the debit side and 2 on the credit side, while doing it on the notebook, it will be much easier for you. So the money which is bringing the owner is bringing in the business on the debit side, then cash paid to Rita on the credit side, cash received from Rohit on the debit side, again cash paid to Rita on the credit side, and cash received from Rohit on the debit side. So we've put all the transactions here. Again we'll do the totaling. So on the debit side the total is 76,000, on the credit side the total is 30,000. So which is greater? Obviously 76,000 is greater, which we will write on both sides. Now the balancing figure comes on the credit side, which is 46,000, which will be transferred to the next month, May 1, to balance brought down 46,000. So this is how we do ledger posting for capital as well as cash. Moving on to the next ledger accounts, we have purchase account and we have Rita account. Again, going back to the question, let's go to the journal page and see how these transactions are shown. So this was our transactions here. Now we have to maintain the purchases account. So let's look at purchases only. Let me change the color of my pen so that it becomes easier for you to identify the transactions. Okay, so purchases. So purchase account, as you can see, on April 3, purchase account is debited, and we have purchase account on April 12 also. So purchase account is debited in both the cases in the name of Rita. So on the debit side, we'll write to Rita 2 times and both the transactions will be recorded. The next account which we were talking about was Rita's account. So Rita account is credited in April 3rd. Rita account is debited in April 4th. Rita account is credited in April 12th. And Rita's account is debited on April 18th. So 4 times, 2 times debit, 2 times credit, and purchase has a debit balance. So 2 times debit transactions. So let's move to the ledger accounts and see how these transactions are posted. Purchase transactions we had to post on the debit side. Why debit side? Because the transactions were purchased to Rita. So on the debit side, we record in the purchase account to Rita 20,000 the first transaction, to Rita 12,000 the next transaction. No other purchase transaction was there. We can proceed to balancing. The greater total is 32,000. Balancing figure is also 32,000, which is transferred to the next period. Now talking about Rita. Now since she had made the purchases, you can see from the purchase account also, since Rita's account is mentioned here, that means on the credit side we have to record the entry in the name of purchases. So on the credit side by purchases, then we received, Rita had Cash had been paid to her. So to cash, then again purchases were made, again cash was paid. So all the transactions mentioned here. Then we do the totaling. Obviously, the greater total is on the credit side, 32,000. From that 30,000, the debit side total is subtracted and we get the balancing figure which is transferred to the next period, that is May 1. So this is how you will do ledger posting in all these accounts. Now moving on to the next ledger accounts. Next we have sales account and the Rohit's account. So moving back to the ledger. Now we talk about sales and Rohit. So I'm going to circle it in order to show you that where it is shown. Okay, so we were talking about sales. So yes, this is sales account. Then we have another sales which were made to Rohit, again sales account. Then we need to see Rohit's account also. So first the sales were made, so Rohit is debited. Then again sales were made, so Rohit was debited. Then we had also received cash from Rohit, so Rohit was credited also at the time of receiving the cash. So we have located our transactions. Now let's go back to the ledger accounts there. So in sales account, since you know that sales has a CR balance, so in the sales account, we will pass the entry on the credit side. So we'll write by to, sorry, there's an error here. That is not to, that's by. So by Rohit 25,000 and again by Rohit 25,000. So only two sale transactions were there. We find out the total 35,000 balancing figure on the debit side, which is transferred to the next accounting period. That's the next month. In case of Rohit, the sales were made. Sales are recorded in the debtor account on the debit side. So we are recording the sales on the debit side and the cash which is received from him, that's recorded on the credit side. So basically we have done posting of all the four transactions. Again, we'll do the totaling. So greater total is on the debit side, that is 35,000 minus 26,000. We get the balancing figure 9,000, which is transferred to the next month. That again is an error here, that is by balance brought down. So by balance brought down, 9,000 is our balancing figure. So I hope the concepts were clear. On the basis of this, please attempt question number 2 to 4 from your T.S. Garewal, the chapter ledger, that's chapter 9. In this chapter, we have talked about in this video the meaning of ledger, the format of ledger, ledger posting in case of simple entries, in case of compound entries, and in case of opening journal entries. And we also learned how to do balancing of the ledger accounts with the help of example. I hope the concepts were clear to you and I hope you liked my video. Please, in case you have any doubts, you can contact me on my email ID or you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to my video. So this is Inside Accountancy by Shakun signing off.